Sure. It's just nobody's gonna even understand what a toast smuggler is.
Someone toasts Tuggle Smooth.
Having a stroke over there? Tuggles Smoes.
Hello everyone and welcome to the first ever edition of the Pochop Podcast. I'm here with my co-host, Colby.
Hi.
Colby. And today we got our guest, Griffin Ritter. It's Griffin Ritter, guys.
Yeah.
You ever seen Griffin Ritter? He's all on the channel all the time. He's about like over 40 videos now. It's kind of crazy.
Is it actually over 40? Is it? Okay.
I think you're at 44.
Ooh, Nikolai is 44.
You reached 44 before he did, Griffin.
That's okay.
And I'll give you a round of applause for that.
Say this right now, it's depressing at the same time. I love my boy Nick.
Come back, we'll do it. We'll do this podcast with him, Griffin.
Yeah.
It'll be good.
This would be interesting.
Yeah, that's what I always said. I always said if I was gonna interview anyone with Jesse, I'd want to interview Nick. Probably top choice.
Top notch. So I gotta ask you, Griffin, how you doing? How have you been?
One question. You want me to be looking at the camera more or you more?
Either or.
Okay. Got you focused.
How do I look, Griffin? Do I look attractive as usual?
Ooh.
It's the push-up.
the po-cop.
Alright, Griffin. Well, we never got to ask, or we never got the answer to the question, Griffin. How have you been? What have you been up to?
I mean, I've been alright. I've been alright overall. Summer of the junior year is a little bit crazy. I don't know, it's stressful. It's stressful. Senior year going in. I mean, you graduated 2 years ago. Colby just graduated. Congratulations. I mean, you two are out of high school, and here I am going into final year. So there's still a lot of fun being had. Like I just filmed something like with my friends like a little bit ago, but the stress is there.
What kind of projects can we expect on the Griffin Ritter channel? How's that grind?
Okay, so we film a lot of stuff. You know that you just in one. Like I do a lot of stuff. It's usually a lack of two things that make things not happen on my channel. It's a lack of commitment in editing, because when I first get a project, I love to just sit down and tear into it. I think it's like that's the best thing is like you sit there for like 5 hours, you film something, everyone leaves, you're the only one there, and you're like, all right, I'm just gonna edit it. And you do that for like an hour, and you're like, all right, I did all the simple editing. Now how do I make it good? It's like there's not really a way to make it good. So I leave projects for a long time until I get the motivation to continue. And then the other thing is, it's hard to get people to get onto a project. I think.
I know that too.
Yeah. I think you and me are pretty good sports about it. Like if Quentin came up and was like, Griffin, I want to film something, I'd be like, all right, Quentin, what is it gonna be? But like, there's lots of people you go up to them every day. You're like, hey, you want to film something? I don't know, man. It's like because it's different for everybody.
Yeah, we can film. Oh wait, I got clean today, bro. Sorry. 2 hours in advance. It's okay. It's fine.
Like 3 cancellations in the last 3 times.
No, that's never happened.
I'm uncomfortable. No, I'm just kidding. All right.
You've only been one of those, Griffin.
Yeah, it's all me. Yeah.
It's always Griffin. Every time we go try to film something, you always were the one to cancel, Griffin.
Yeah.
No wonder the office
You
Halloween didn't happen.
Always the one to ruin it.
This is gonna make some people mad. Well, see, I have an answer for what I want to do, but I don't have an answer for where I want to go. Which is like, most people have an answer for where they want to go, they don't know what they're gonna do. I want to be a teacher, which is like, well, you just got out of high school, why would you want to go back?
What kind of teacher? Elementary? Middle school?
Not elementary.
Professor?
Not college and not
Professor
elementary.
Griffin?
Not college and not elementary. Somewhere in high school or middle school is where I wanted to be. I think it's pretty safe to assume not a math teacher. I
can see you being like a history teacher.
Yeah. Like
cool English man.
Yeah,
What
I mean,
like a college professor?
I don't know. I feel like those guys got somewhat. If I go into college and I'm just like great at it, and they're like, "Wow, you should just go straight to college, professor teaching," maybe. But
High school's kind of dangerous, though.
how so?
You know, all the edgy kids.
The shootings.
The shootings.
That's one thing my mom always said. She said, I'm nervous for you to become a teacher because more and more kids are like getting a little bit crazy. They're out of their minds.
College seems a little safer.
Yeah.
Yeah, you do definitely hear about less shootings at colleges. I don't know. It's weird. Is it okay if you guys remember when they had the thing like 2 years ago? There was that kid that threatened to do the thing at Monrovia.
Yeah.
That was a little bit crazy.
His name was
Sam Hyde.
Sam Hyde.
Landry.
Sam Hyde.
Yeah.
Give it up for
Sam Hyde.
you guys.
I'm glad you're not here anymore. Glad you didn't get to do it.
We had a couple things happen.
Bomb threats.
Bomb threats.
Yeah, there's some weird stuff. I was in the cafeteria one time and they came in and they're like, all right, we're having a lockdown. Everyone get under the tables. I was like, okay, I know this isn't a drill because we're eating lunch. I was like, they wouldn't give us a drill when we're eating lunch. So they're like, all right, everyone get down. I was like, oh crap. I went under the table with the two guys that I was sitting with and I looked at them and it's gonna sound stupid, but I shook their hands. I was like, all right guys, if this is the end, it's good knowing you, because I didn't know. You know, they locked all the doors. They had us all sit there, kids crying, trying to call their parents, and teachers are like, don't call your parents. It's like, okay, all right. Well.
You remember where they had the mock shooting intruder alert thing?
Oh yeah.
With the police.
Yeah, that happened.
I feel like we had a few of those.
Well, I just remember the last one that they did. I think it was 2 years ago.
2 years.
A teacher opened her door when they knocked on it, and they all died.
That's not the kids. It was really brutal. I lost 12 friends that day. And now I have none. Where's my friend Griffin?
Alright.
Where did you come from, Griffin? What are you doing here, bro? What's your early life?
That's a good question.
Every single moment up until now.
Okay.
In detail.
Yeah, we gotta write the Wikipedia article.
So, I'll try to hit some highlights. Mom and dad married in 92, and then they had my older sister in 97, and then they had me in 2003, and thus everything interesting with the world began, you know? And, in my early years, they had me at a house. My parents, they got married in 1992.
I think you go back to where you lay.
You remember the exact year your parents got married?
Well, it's because it was a password on the computer I had a long time ago. It was 1992 because that's what my parents used to use for a computer. And then my older sister was born in 1997, and then I was born in 2003. And some of my earliest memories are we used to live at a house that was a little bit more in the countryside.
You didn't always live in
Vsauce.
Oh, no. Because, you didn't always live in Vsauce either, did you?
No, but I expected you to.
No. We lived at this place. I can't remember what it was called, but it was a house that was farther out in the country. Yeah. And I think I was born there.
Country road.
And my brother was born there in 2005. And then we moved to
Vsauce, Michael.
And Homestead, which is where we are right now. Probably.
Tell everybody where we live.
That.
Oh, sorry.
It's fine.
Sorry. You doxed yourself in that one Jedi Jesse video.
Anyways.
All right. Sorry, some of you are freaks. I can't tell you where we live.
Yeah. Asian guys welcome to come anytime he wants.
Yeah, you're welcome to come.
I want Tyson McJuke in our address, Griffin.
Yeah, I am coming, po chop. Ja. No, but so we moved to Homestead. I can't remember the year, but I went to preschool around here, and then eventually after preschool, went to kindergarten, and that's when I go to
Vsauce.
Elementary through there. And trying to think of big memories that I remember. This is gonna sound stupid that I bring this up, but as a kid, my dad gave me a disc for a video game called Luigi's Mansion, and that was probably the beginning of a rather unhealthy obsession with video games. But it has to start somewhere, and that's one of the main things that I do a lot of the time. And around somewhere in there. Jacques? Speaking of that, my mom got me a cat at one point. We've had a lot of animals in our house, and around that somewhere in there, when my brother was really young, we had my sister in 2010, 10 years ago. She's just about to turn 10, and my mom got me a camera I don't remember why, but I asked for one, and she gave me one, and this is something funny. Is me and my brother and my sister used to film stuff. Not my older sister, my little sister. We'd film videos and we tried to mimic the Smosh style. Like
Were those videos at Griffin?
I thought about releasing them, but there's like we would have my dad record it, so you'd hear in the background because he's right next to the. And he did a good job filming, but he had it too close to his mouth, so you hear like a lot of breathing. And, But overall, he does a good job. And a lot of those videos are one take. We would start the recording and then go a solid take through. So it's like it could be easily uploaded. There's minimal editing. Like one of them we did was I had my brother play a secret agent called Indiana Bond. Indiana Jones and James Bond at the same time, and there's this one outtake where he came up to the door and he was playing the hero. My sister was playing the person he had to save, and I was playing every villain.
Every villain?
Yeah, every goon that he killed was just me, and we kept it as one take. So you'd see me die, and then the camera would focus on Ian, and in the background you'd see me running to the next position to get in frame for him to kill the next guy. And on one of the takes, the one we used, he came up to the door and I was like, "Who are you?" And he actually just punched me in the face. So filming has been a long process, a long thing with that. And my family's gotten used to it. You know, my brother makes jokes about it all the time. He's like, "Griffin, I'm not filming with you anymore," like it's a joke. And then, of course, the next time I ask him, he's like, "All right, let's go do it."
Drama.
Yeah, fake drama. It's like KSI and I forget his brother's name. CSGO and KSI, yeah.
Shorts Granger.
Eventually I went to, middle school. I found that terrifying, Then I go to high school. It's less terrifying. And am I allowed to talk about the radio and TV stuff?
Oh, you're more than welcome to at your own discretion. I don't have any consequences. You do, though.
No, I was saying, that's where I met you is what I'm saying. Yeah.
Well, we don't get there yet.
Don't get there. Yet. But, I went into radio and TV in high school, and, let's just say that made filming a lot more active because it had taken kind of a back seat. And then I started filming a lot more. And then
what inspired you to start filming?
Okay, so it's a mixture of things. When I was really little, me and my brother did plays with my sister, like plays in a household. Like we would act out characters and our family would watch. When I got my camera, I started doing plays, but because we did one long take, so it was kind of like a play. In a movie you have multiple takes, so it's like acting. It's not so much like it's one solid performance. But what we used to do was basically just plays. We would just do one solid take and we'd be acting as characters. Well, I stopped for a while because at a certain point I didn't know how to watch these. I lost the SD cards.
Oh no.
I found them all, but I didn't have them for years. And even if I did, I didn't know what I did. It didn't click in my head that a computer has a slot for an SD card.
Yeah.
So I would just watch it on the camera. My brother started a YouTube channel when I was in 8th grade, and I was on that. Yeah, Dank Arctic. He's got more subs than I do. He's got 130, I think. Pretty decent number.
Pretty well done.
Yeah. And he started that in 8th grade, or 6th grade, and I was in 8th grade. And then I wanted to start one because, I'd done it before, and also I had been in videos, in my freshman year. I had been in some videos, so it was past experience. Past experience of doing videos, plus my brother had been doing some, so I was getting back in the practice of doing it, and I was doing some with, Jesse. So it was kind of three-way come together. I was like, I should just make videos on my own. That's how I got into it. That's what inspired me, I guess you could say.
Do you know what your first video was, Griffin? Remember that?
You mean my first video on my channel?
On the Po Chop channel.
Oh, my first video on the Po Chop channel. Yeah. So this is kind of interesting.
Do you know the very first one, though?
You mean, are you talking about upload schedule, or are you talking the first video I filmed?
Filmed.
Okay. There's two answers. The one you're going to accept and the one you're going to say, that doesn't count as a video.
Yeah.
Me and you went out in the woods one time and filmed a video where it was Boy Scout lessons, and it was you and me filming as like I was like, here's Boy Scout tip number 45.
I know what you're talking
Don't
about.
throw the pumpkin in the river, and then I threw it in the river. It was stupid stuff like that. You filmed it on your phone, I think. And
Yeah, still got it.
Oh wow, that's the first video Griffin did with Jesse. If
Second channel.
Yeah, but the first real video we filmed is kind of a touchy topic.
That's fine. No one's gonna get this far. Who cares about that?
Okay, the first video we filmed was a video called Shrek Hunters 2.
No, not that one.
Not that one, really?
You
Oh,
filmed
the Ricky diss track.
The Ricky diss track.
The Ricky diss track. I met Jesse start of my freshman year, and I met Ricky because I'd always known Ricky, but I always looked up to him. Because here's the thing, I didn't really know him, but I knew he was an older kid. And he was always nice to me. We played soccer together, and he was the older guy that was always like, "Hey Griffin, how you doing?" And I was like, "Hey Ricky," and then we had a class together. And then I kind of saw he's a big goofball. You know what I mean? Like he'd talk to Mr. Rounds and be like, sit down, Owen. Here's my Women Crush Wednesday. And I was like, in one way, me and Ricky became better friends, but in another way, our relationship, the way I viewed him changed, because it's like, I didn't like think he was some like perfect figure anymore, but now I actually knew him.
Nobody's perfect, Griffin.
Well, no, I'm not perfect either. So I was in class with Ricky, and I don't know if I need to give the whole synopsis, but basically there was going to be a diss track written about him by Owen.
You guys ever heard of that?
And
diss track?
It was because Ricky wouldn't put a girl as his Women Crush Wednesday, and Owen was this girl's friend. He's like, Ricky, do it. Ricky's like, I'm not doing it. Do it or I'm going to write a diss track on you. I'll write one on you, Owen. He kept throwing insults back and forth. Mr. Rounds was sitting there laughing at it like, all right, guys, let's see him. Owen wrote one. Apparently it was god-awful and never uploaded it. Ricky never did it to begin with. Came the day they were supposed to show him. They set a date. And nothing happened. It's like, guys, if you set a date and don't bring anything, what do you think's going to happen? Mr. Rounds is making fun of him like, guys, there's all the demand, no supply. Guess you guys can't do it. And Ricky's like, oh, yeah? I'll do one on you. And Mr. Rounds, he's like, all right, Ricky, bring it on. So then Ricky's like, okay, I'm going to do it. And he did it, and you did it. And when it was Jesse, basically Ricky came to Jesse with the request. And Jesse and Ricky basically ironed out the whole thing.
I thought it was a really dumb idea. I didn't want to do it, and I thought the content, Griffin.
Yeah.
The content.
Because you didn't even know Mr. Everyone,
I had no idea
everyone thought that this was a very personal attack. You don't even know Mr. Rounds.
No, not at all.
And if you listen to the lyrics of the song, it's not like they're really that personal of lyrics. Like, there's like one joke about him making minimum wage, and that's really it. Everything else is just petty jabs.
It's the truth.
It's the truth. What's so bad about it?
Everything is just like little petty jabs. Well, they finished it, and Jesse, me and Jesse were friends, so he's like, hey Griffin, come watch it. And I knew about Mr. Rounds and Ricky, so I was like, oh, this is pretty funny. And Jesse's like, do you want to be in it? And I was like, what do you mean? When you film a diss track, you need something you record the lyrics first, and then you get all the footage to use. So Jesse had me come over, and I put on the old Henry shirt and the little hat.
How did that feel, by the way? Did you feel honored?
I would feel more honored now. It's interesting because I know more about it now, so I should be more honored now. But I probably was more excited about it back then because I just, I hadn't done anything with you yet.
Yeah.
So that was probably like, doing that was probably like, oh wow. Look at what I'm doing now.
How'd you feel after the video when you saw your name just plastered on the comments and the whole controversy was going on?
So after all I did, by the way, was just dance. It's not like I flipped off the camera or said anything about Mr. All I did was dance.
You were wearing a mask too because you were so concerned.
Oh yeah, and I filmed the thing where I wore a mask coming up to the phone. When I went in the next day and the video was up, everybody's like, why were you in that? I was like, why weren't you? But then we watched it in Mr. Round's class. He watched it, and everybody was laughing, and I was like, are you sure you should be showing this? Because Ricky's like wearing underwear in one of the scenes. It probably wasn't the best idea, but he showed it, and everyone was laughing, and we all thought, wow, we got out of that okay. And then we thought it was even going to continue because this girl came up and said, Ricky, I'm going to write a diss track on you.
The adventure continues.
And Ricky's like, I'm going to write one on you. And they literally read their diss tracks out in class. Mr. Brown's like, no one filmed this. No one filmed this. No one filmed it. Certainly would have liked to. But then, just like that, we came in the next day, and I found out that Ricky was down in the principal's office. And me and Jesse sat on pins and needles. I mean,
Terrible.
I don't think Nick was in any danger because he was. He should have been, considering that he was in more than I was. But he was always wearing a mask. And he was always really far off in the distance.
Yeah.
Of course, but like I in one of the scenes wasn't wearing a mask, and I was like dancing very close to the camera. So, but surprisingly, the editor, one of the key people in the video, and everyone else besides Ricky didn't get in trouble. Maybe because Ricky was the one who claimed to have written it.
That's fair. I remember Quinn was complaining that he wasn't in it. Maybe that was for the best. He probably would have gotten a more on-camera appearance.
Ricky claimed that he wrote it.
Yeah.
It's too clever for Ricky.
Too clever. I don't know about that. Listen to it again. There's some lyrics that are pretty bad.
Well, it's bad, but in a sense that you guys who have never really
written anything before?
Done that and then made an entire video. I was really impressed when I saw it. Yeah.
Well, I think the video was about the lyrics.
How it went down was me, Quinn, and Ricky were all in a car, and they were just spewing these terrible lyrics back and forth, and I was like, alright. Sure, Ricky, that's fine. And I changed just a few things up so it would make more sense. And it's about all the process was about 30 minutes. It was done.
Yeah.
You put no time into it.
No.
there was one line that even they had the intelligence to get rid of. They're like, the line was, "I'm gonna put you in a barn, turn you into yarn," and that didn't end up. Jesse, I gotta tell you, that was probably a good call.
We're in this barn. Okay, yeah, we're growing corn.
We in the barn, we making yarn.
Oh yeah, we in the barn, we're making yarn.
This is making sense though. What does that mean?
Something about root beer float.
Yeah, I don't know what rhymes with root beer float.
Boat. It was the boat thing. He was gonna rhyme it. It's like, we on Jake's rowboat. You look like a root beer float. It's like, no, it's...
Well,
we on the boat.
The rowboat.
We on the rowboat, and you're on the, and I got the fur coat. Let's see, coat and boat, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So we on the boat, we all got our fur coats. And you look like a root beer float.
The diss track was an interesting experience.
It really was.
Because that video blew up.
I remember the day that Ricky was getting in trouble for it. And everybody that I knew at least kept talking about Ricky and the video and Mr. Rounds. I probably watched it 10 times just trying to completely understand the situation. Because I never had Mr. Rounds as a teacher.
Okay, so one thing right now, Mr. Rounds is a good teacher. He's good.
It's terrible.
No. This petty argument between Ricky and Mr. Rounds, again, all comes from, it's the Owen versus Ricky that never happened. So then Mr. Rounds made fun of Ricky, and Ricky proved to Mr. Rounds that he could do one.
Ricky attacked a veteran, guys. That's right.
So...
defamation, lawsuit.
I have talked to people who believe what Ricky did was wrong, and I'm going to be honest with you, I don't get their argument at all. Their main point of defense is that they thought that Ricky was actually harassing Mr. Rounds because he had a gun on screen.
For half a second.
And it's a fake gun. And they also claim that showing Mr. Rounds' grave and saying he's going to end his whole career is him threatening to kill Mr. Rounds. Now, anyone that thinks that Ricky would kill Mr. Rounds is already crazy enough, but the fact that to think he could
To
kill
think he has
Mr.
the
Rounds.
capacity
If
to
he's
do
even
that.
capable of doing
That's not calling him dumb. That's saying that I don't think Ricky would be able to go and get a real gun to kill
He's
Mr. Rounds.
morally right.
I don't think he has that in him. And it's like people were like, that's their argument, because the bullying thing is stupid.
Yeah.
People, I'll accept I'm willing to at least address the argument that Ricky was offending, of threatening Mr. Rounds. I'm willing to accept that. But the argument of Ricky was bullying Mr. Rounds,
Yeah.
that's dumb. Mr. Rounds is a teacher. He's a veteran. I'm sure he's dealt with worse. And he laughed at the video.
Yeah.
It doesn't take a brain to figure out that this was warranted. Now, did he go too far? I'm willing to at least address that. I don't think so. No. I don't think so. But yeah, that was a scary time. And luckily, me and Jesse got out of it, okay? Jesse's been out of school 2 years.
Yeah.
I got 1 more year. I doubt they're going to pull up the charges again. But who knows? Basically, to sum it all up, I'm sorry to anyone who was deeply offended by that. Ricky, I'm deeply sorry that had to happen to you. I wish it didn't happen to him, because Ricky's a hilarious guy. He's good natured.
Like, how his parents felt.
Oh, they were disappointed.
Extremely. It was a bad fallout. I just, to anyone watching this that's upset by it, look, in hindsight, I don't know what we would have done. I feel like we were in the moment, we thought it was a good idea. We didn't think it was that offensive. I just really, if I'm sorry to anyone, I'm sorry to Ricky, because I feel like that really messed with him. I feel like that's a stain that he can never truly remove, and everyone's going to always hold it against him. So Ricky, I'm sorry to you. Everyone else, I feel like it's just worth acknowledging it wasn't meant to be that offensive. We really didn't have great intentions, but we didn't have bad intentions. It was neutral.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't about Mr. Rounds. It was just about Ricky, and we thought he was funny. So that's how I'd end it. And I'd say, I guess, sorry to anyone that we deeply offended.
I'm not sorry for anything.
Yeah, yeah.
I wasn't involved, so I'm not sorry.
We can all agree it's a funny video, though, right?
Yeah.
It's a good video.
All in good
It's good to
fun.
look back on now.
Yeah.
From the way Ricky described it, I just thought it was like, okay, everything's set up and clear to go. Ricky knows this Mr. Rounds guy. It's all good to go. Let's just do it. And then it wasn't. That's when things hit the fan, Griffin.
But yeah, that's the first video.
Anyways, alright. That was a bit of off topic. That's alright. This is the guest. This is Griffin Ritter.
Yeah.
Hey, Griffin.
Hey, Jesse.
Griffin.
Hey, Colby.
Let's get into. We've been on for 44 videos. We just announced that. 45 now, I believe. No, 46. I don't know when this is gonna come out.
Yeah.
What's your favorite project you worked on throughout all of them on the channel?
Okay.
Your channel or his channel?
My channel.
Okay,
This is the Post Shop Podcast.
what I like about a project is, one of my favorites is The Office Halloween,
I really like that one too.
and I think a lot of it, it's funny because I think people, like your dad said that he liked that character of the
Yeah.
waiter.
Not
but
Ryan.
I really liked playing that evil version of, because I view them as two separate people. I view the waiter and not Ryan as, but I could see someone viewing them as the same thing.
That's a good point.
Yeah,
Jeez.
I can see someone viewing it as the same thing, but I just like going into a character that we filmed a video recently where I play a farmer, and it's like I'm depressed, and this was literally all I had for instructions. You're depressed, you don't want anyone to help you, but you want to talk about it,
Carrot.
and you
don't
like
want to
carrots.
talk about it.
So I went out and I was and the problem for me was, it was funny, but the problem was I couldn't do much with it because all I could say was, hey, I'm upset. And they go, what's wrong? I say, I can't talk about it. And then I'd say, you guys know what carrots are? So what I really like is I like characters that maybe it's like with not Ryan, there's not much, but you just tell me you're evil, you're trying to pretend to be Ryan, but at the same time, if anyone calls you Ryan, you just you're not agreeing with it. So it's
Ryan?
yeah, who's Ryan? Just stuff like that where I can play a character, but at the same time I can kind of ad-lib it, because I think ad-libbing is what makes people like Jake and Nick and Quentin, those guys. Ad-libbing is people want scripts. You know what I mean? Every time you film something, they're like, what do I say?
Direction.
The best thing for people is to just ad lib. You tell them what they have. You say, by the end of the scene, you need to be over here, but do whatever you need to get there. So that's why I enjoyed The Office Halloween so much. Is you just basically told me, Griffin, you need to get Quentin into that room. So I just went nuts doing it, and I think I had a lot of fun doing it because we split it in half. And originally, Noah was supposed to reprise his role.
Yeah.
But we couldn't get him back out. So, you know, that's probably one of my favorites, that right there. I'm trying to think of another one that I really liked.
I think that's one of the best things about improv is you just take a simple idea and create your own with it. And it allows a lot more, like, branch off and do your own thing.
Yeah.
People just eat it up, Griffin.
Discord Court's pretty good too. I think that I watched that one and it's like, it just feels so real.
Because it's real conversation.
It's so real. And
you were there.
It's a lot of editing on your part, I assume, to find the right images, but also it's not like you're like having to sync up our mouths, like it's just images.
Yeah.
So I assume it's difficult to find the perfect image to convey something, but it's also probably a bit easier to edit.
Yeah, that's why I put one out last week.
Yeah, they're pretty good. They're pretty good. Yeah. All right. Yeah.
Okay, Griffin. What's Okay, we'll cut that out.
No, I'm not kidding. What is it?
Alright, back on topic. What's what are some of your best filming memories?
Okay, so when this was one of the first times we ever filmed, we went out to you and me went out to a freezing cold, woods.
Loot crate.
Yeah, loot crate. That was. I had been in other videos, but that was the first video that was like it's like I'd been in the Ricky Dish track. I'd been in a project that will not be named, and it's like I was always like a minor character. But in this project, it was me and Jesse.
Getting some one-on-one time.
Oh yeah. So and that was the first time we ever filmed a loot crate. I didn't get it. I was like, what is this? Like, we're just gonna find a loot crate and open it. And I was like, all right. And we found, and it was a learning experience because, like, it's hard to do like a weird accent without just sounding like Filthy Frank or iDubbbz. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, so like I started the videos sounding like iDubbbz. I was like, what are you doing with my box? And you like edit it so like it like did like the little glitch with the box.
Yeah.
So I was like, this stuff like I was just like saying stuff like iDubbbz, and then we actually opened it. I was talking like Frank. I was like, well, what we got here is, but that all aside, it was a big learning experience. Walking back from that, it was pretty fun. Another great video was when we filmed. What was it? It was trying to. It's like I always love the walk back from the video. That's pretty fun. And also I like watching it. Honestly, this is a really good one, but Jesse doesn't like this one very much. Is Life Straw. When we filmed that, it was
deleted video.
It was me and him and Nick, and it's my first time meeting Nick, and we filmed this war scene where it was me and Jesse and Nick, and I was like a sniper shooting at people, and we were all in the creek, and I remember I jumped in the creek to pretend to die, and it was super cold.
You did that for the Asian video too.
I've jumped in that creek a lot of times. The Asian video was pretty funny too.
You have to have commitment to be jumping into creeks because
that's fair.
Well, I would never.
I wouldn't jump in the pond because it tells you not to, but I got no problem jumping in the creek.
There's no sides, it's fine.
Yeah, the creek is fine. I like bigger projects. Like I like the short videos, but like they just go by so fast. There's some videos it's just like
they stick around for a while.
Yeah, it's like, and it's really weird. When I filmed that interview with Nick, I never would have thought it would have been that funny. But then once it was uploaded, that's pretty funny.
Which one are you talking about, Griffin? There's two.
Both of them worked pretty well.
Yeah, it was the same day.
Yeah, so those are some good memories on filming. I filmed a video with my friends recently. It was like a movie, and we did that, and that was pretty fun because it was like 50 minutes long. It's not often you get to do stuff like that. It's like usually shorter, but that was pretty fun. Just because you get watching it with the people is a big part of it.
I get what you're saying.
How often do you watch your videos?
Like at least like 4 times a week probably.
Like
It's
the
We've
just-
been rewatching the old one.
Yeah, I've been showing her a lot of the old stuff.
What's your
Her-
favorite one of the old ones so far?
I think we're on right now that we just watched. Brando Harper gets kidnapped. Yeah. Sheila Love. Those were the last two we watched.
Sheila Love.
I like the one that has Griffin in it.
What
That I
one?
thought was really funny.
There's a lot of those.
I know, but I don't know what it's called. Was it the mail video?
Mail? Oh yeah, epic package or
Compromise?
compromise. Yeah.
That was another one. Jesse, you called me and you're like, Griffin, I need you to film yourself, because you'd filmed an ending to a video, and you're like, it's
it was
cringy.
Terrible.
So you're like, now I want you to do it. I was like, okay. I came in and I was just acting like, I can't really say it, but I was just pretending to be someone in the video. But
Heavily inspired, you could say.
here's something funny. My grandparents were over the night that video was uploaded. My mom showed them. I was like, why would you show them that? It's like, but they liked it. My grandpa's like, did you really jump on that? I was like, yeah.
Did she show him the whole video or just that little clip?
She might have showed them the whole
Oh
thing.
my god.
They probably skipped to where I was, but still,
I don't blame him.
yeah. It was a good video though. I thought the Quentin as the Matrix thing was kind of funny. It was out of left field though.
His squeaky voice.
That is top secret information.
Alright, Griffin. You said something about being inspired. Who are your biggest inspirations?
Okay. What are you trying to do? Ego stroke yourself?
Say
Okay.
that.
So
Putting words in my mouth.
like
I
okay.
was told to do that.
I didn't tell you to do that.
Okay, so I'll wait till you back.
That's fine, I was just making sure. Very
Um,
paranoid.
So I'm gonna start by being realistic. When I was a kid, I loved Smosh. I still do. Golden era of Smosh from like 2010 to like 2015 is like great. That's what if I could strive to do anything, is make content like that.
Smosh?
Yeah, like Smosh kind of content. Because it just holds up. I never want to. This is something that's just me. I don't want any swearing in my vids.
Yeah.
I don't want anything like. And I try to do this as much as possible. Like, I don't want anything like too edgy in my vids so that anyone could watch it. That doesn't mean sometimes I haven't missed the mark, but bless you.
Thank you.
Bless you.
But yeah, it's like
Just ignore it, it's just the wind.
okay. I was gonna just see if you guys want to do anything about it.
Go get the wind.
If you want it.
How dare you, Jesse? You know, you're gonna make her take on the whole wind by herself? That's a lot of. That's
She's experienced 30 years, I think.
30 years of experience.
You said something about Filthy Frank and Ida's. Oh, Griffin.
No, I'm not.
Edgy. They're a little edgy, Griffin.
There was a, when I first started my channel, there was a brief period where I wanted to be like. I watched a video, it was Filthy Frank versus vegans or something.
Yeah.
And at the end, he has this moment where he goes, "Someone's coming." No. He does that a lot. You know, like he'll spend the whole video making fun of something, and at the end, a monster comes and he has to fight it. And my first video was just a video, just straightforward, like one take on my phone of my brother and me going to fight a frog or whatever, and it killed us. But then the second video, I was trying to be like Frank. I was trying to film myself, you know, going out, and the video is called Country Boys Bacon,
I remember that one.
I'm gonna be honest. That is one of the cringiest videos on my channel.
That's great.
There's probably other one. Oh,
Hey guys, we got another guest on the show today. We got Rufus.
yeah. There's a. What is it I was gonna say? Okay, so that second video of mine, Country Boys Bacon, was very cringy. Very, very cringy. And it was trying to be like Filthy Frank. And then I watched some of your videos, I will admit, and I saw the way you handled behind the scenes. And I've always wanted to do that, I just never have. But I did that for my first couple videos. Like Country Boys Bacon, I uploaded like the behind the scenes in a terrible way. Like,
No, I was inspired by Smosh to do that, how they put the behind the scenes separate.
yeah. So when you ask me, you know, who's your inspiration, you're like, is it me? It's like, well, I do think it's impressive how consistently you can upload stuff. I do think part of it is you've got a lot of stuff, and I think you're like, look, I just got to do it, you know.
Yeah.
And it also, you know, it's just you've been doing it so long and you've gotten so good at it. You're just like, look, I just know what's gonna work. I know it isn't. But really, a lot of the inspiration, I think if anything, I'd want to replicate a little bit of what Smosh does. Yeah. I think they were
What they did.
Yeah, what they did.
Not what they do now.
Now Anthony, they basically do two things as all they do. Anthony interviews people that are like part of like niche categories, and Ian.
This content's actually good.
Yeah.
And then Ian just every blank ever. The
only Smosh videos I really enjoy now is their try not to laugh stuff.
Oh yeah.
They did some like over quarantine on video chat, and it was terrible. I was really disappointed.
I still respect Ian, but
Yeah.
it's definitely gone downhill.
He's an old man, bro.
Not that old.
After you got rid of the bull cut, it all went downhill. That's why I still got mine, and I'm thriving, Griffin. It's all about that. That's where the skill comes from.
Alrighty then.
Next up on the podcast, Anthony from Smosh.
That'd be pretty fun. Show him the
Doing the interview.
Benny Jean show.
No!
Yes.
No,
When you're the po-chop, Benny Jean gets a lot of views.
Anyway,
This became a humiliating new podcast.
what's the worst situation as a result from video making you've ever gotten yourself into? It could be anything.
This is the one I feel like I know.
I mean, I feel like
Griffin's gonna say.
There are
Quite a few of them.
There's a couple. So I don't want to go too in depth, but we filmed a video one time, and it kind of blew up in my face. We put a lot of effort into this video, and it took multiple days of filming.
What video is?
I'll say it, but we can bleep it out. It's
Whoa!
Yeah. It took collectively 9 months, 4 days, I believe. And then,
And we were filming, and I was there the first day, I was there the second day, I was there the third day, and the fourth day. I wasn't there all the time, but I was there on all 4 major days. We had a 5th day too with the dream sequence. Yeah.
If you count that.
I was there a lot for this, but I was getting nervous because this video was very explicit content, and I was getting more and more nervous because we kept adding to it. You know, it's like, oh, and now we gotta do these scenes and these scenes, and I was like, Jesse, I'm getting nervous. We gotta think about a way to upload this that won't get me in like major crap. And Jesse's like, don't worry, Griffin.
Did we talk about that? I don't remember.
I talked to you about, I wanted you to upload it and private it and wait a bit and then unprivate it. It blew up my face regardless.
Yeah. I apologize for that.
It's not your fault. Looking back on it, I made poor decisions. I should have been in it way less, or I should have just been the cameraman.
Yeah.
I mean, it was good experience because being around, like, you know, it's like Hunter, Dominic, and Jeb, Zion. You know, I may not hang out with those guys, but like doing that, it got me into filming with you guys more. That was bad. The fallout from that. Yeah, it wasn't good. But again, I don't blame you at all. It was entirely my fault. I should have handled it better. Because the first day, I mean, like, I can be blamed for the first day, but the second day there was no excuse.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I should have just been cameraman, you know, which I was, but I should have just been it the entire time.
So what you're saying is you didn't feel pressured to do any scenes by any certain person at any point?
I have been, okay. So,
what do you say?
So, okay. So this is funny, but I don't want to be too over the top with it. We have done stuff, and, you know, we filmed a lot of stuff, and there'll be this moment where I come over and Jesse's like, all right, we'll just film something else. And I sit down and Jesse's like, Griffin, we could just do this instead. And I'm like, Jesse, I don't know. It sounds like a bad idea. And he's like, come on, Griffin, it won't be a problem. And I'm just like, I don't know. And there's been like
Any examples?
recently the farmer video.
That's fine.
Yeah, I mean that guy's not too bad.
Well, it's just trying to push it the extra mile, push it for the better content.
Okay, here's what I'll say. When Jesse asks me to do something, most of the time I want to. I'm worried about what'll happen if I do. We filmed a video where I was, dressed as the Asian guy. I don't know when this video come out because it's probably slightly offensive. Not because of anything I did, something other people did, but and one of the jokes was that Jesse wanted me to jump in the river. In that moment, I may not have part of me was like, I don't want to, but the other part's like, nothing bad can come from this, just do it. The real problem arises when I do something that I think is gonna make me look bad on film. We did that video, The Office Halloween, and in the behind the scenes, you can see there's one scene where I take Quentin up to his room, and I get him into bed. I go, here, sit in bed, and you're like, all right, what did you tell me to do in that scene? And I said I wouldn't.
I think I said climb on top of him and pull him down. Get on top.
No, I'm not doing that. Jesse wanted me to basically
pin down Quentin.
Straddle Quentin.
And
I knew you were gonna do it though.
For anyone listening, we were in the middle of filming. You're like, all right, now I need you to do this. And
it's like I kind of just throw things out there to see how far you're willing to go, and if you don't do it, it's fine.
But that's one of the key examples I can think of. And then there's also when we were filming that video, Jesse was like, we were filming a video one time. We were walking pretty far. And Jesse's done this a couple times. He's like, come on, Griff, let's just go walking. And we'll start walking, and we'll walk really far. Yeah. But I'm nervous because I'm like, I don't want to go this far. And Jesse's like, all right, we'll stop here. And then before you know it, you're friggin' really far out. So the question is, what are some of the craziest situations? I don't know if there's been anything that bad. I haven't had... I'd say that one video I talked about at the start is probably the worst. Yeah, that was really bad. Everything else has been fairly calm.
Good video.
I do like it, yeah.
Think about that, Griffin. You might have went through all that terrible journey, but in the end, you got the good movie that you're in, and it's pretty good. It's pretty good, Griffin. You're gonna watch this when you're 50 and be like, man, those are the days.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's never over. Let's film the 5th one.
He wanted to make a 3rd one, but
Jeff wants to do it too, so we'll see.
Yeah.
Alright, Griffin. We're gonna change up from the low to the high. What was your favorite character to play it on the channel, or of somebody else, or anything? All-time high favorite.
Okay, so I'm gonna look at a lot of the videos that I've done. I think that, again, The Office Halloween is a highlight, definitely. I think that, honestly, one of the videos that you did that I didn't think would be that funny, but I always thought it'd be funny, but I thought it'd be really hard to watch, was that one video, you, me, and Dominic did.
Which one was that? Was it the duck one?
Gamer Boy.
Oh,
Daniel Hyde.
That was
Gamer Boy. And when we did that, I played that character of Trent.
Trent English.
And I thought that was a really dumb character, but at the time I knew that he probably looked funny, because Dominic did a good job of giving me the neck beard, and I had the cross on the chest, and I was wearing a shirt I think that's the shirt I was wearing, actually.
It is?
Yeah.
Oh my god, I'm wearing a relic.
And I had the really short jeans on, and I the hat, and it was when I did that, I just remember it was funny because that character, it's not as out there as others, but it's just it's really fun. And I listen to that monologue sometimes that I did.
It was really touching. Griffin.
I'm impressed you managed to make that as good as it was.
The music really sealed the deal.
Yeah, the Filthy Frank music did some wonders. I'm trying to think of other stuff. I will say this: I do like your older videos. I do. I know that they're cringy to you,
cringy, yeah.
but I think they're still good.
Some of them here and there, I'll agree. But
That's the reason that me and Jesse disagree on this. I like to save as many projects as possible.
yeah.
And I'll tell you, I've got a white whale right now, Jesse.
What's that?
If I ever manage to film Ryan's Chicken, that'll be the highlight. If I ever get Ryan's Chicken completed, that'll be the
I
highlight.
think there is a piece of that on Photoshop too. If you guys want to show some support over there, if we get 100 views, we'll put it into production.
We've tried to put it in production. Every
Well,
time it's fallen through. We almost did. Okay, so here's a funny story. One time, literally all the pieces were in place. I was gonna go over to Jesse's, and all the people that we needed for Ryan's Chicken were gonna be there.
Yeah.
And we couldn't do it because you had uploaded a clip to Instagram of Dominic screaming the F word, and my mom saw that I was in it. And then she's like, don't go over there for a while. And I was like, God dang it, now we can't film Ryan's Chicken.
Yeah.
And I lost it.
It'll be alright, Griffin. We'll do it someday.
It's the white whale. If I ever get to film Ryan's Chicken.
The White Death.
The white death.
Yeah, that one might come out someday. I'm thinking about.
Well, yeah, we got all the footage for that.
And you know what's coming up next, Griffin?
What?
What's the deal with Waluigi? There's all these random videos of just here wearing this purple costume, little crooked mustache. The cake video. He's not even supposed to be there. He's just there. What's the deal with that?
That's a good question.
And then in your that one video at Quinn's party, you're just Waluigi. He's here. He's Waluigi.
Okay. As a kid, I always liked Luigi the best. But I always said to myself, well, Waluigi's tied with him. Or he's second place, you know?
Cooler Waluigi.
Yeah, it's something like that. I thought to myself. But then as time went on, the whole justice for Waluigi, put him in Smash is what started it. You know what I mean? And I always wanted him in Smash. I always thought it was kind of weird that, there's 4 of the Mario, guys. Mario, Luigi, Wario, Waluigi. And then all 3 of them are in Smash except him. And they even have him as a trophy. And so I think around that point, I was like, wait, they're not going to put him in the 5th game? Really? That's weird. Because it just seemed like it's such an easy... And like the fact that they're just still refusing to do it, it's like, okay, well, this is just dumb. So
Speaking of which, we got a music video coming out soon.
I really believe that.
It's almost time.
I really believe that.
I think it's been long enough. I've been slacking on it too long. It's gonna be a really high-end video, and you're gonna love it.
So the way this all started is with the music video.
Yeah, it is.
Jesse has done stuff with Smash Bros. Before. That was some of his earliest content. That Jesse's Super Smash Bros. Snake video is like my Country Boys Bacon video. It's his start.
Jedi Jesse 1, Griffin.
Yeah. Well, I didn't have a Jedi Jesse 1, but I guess my earliest. If you want to see beta Griffin, go watch Ian's videos on the Dank Arctic. That's where I'm like really young. What was I gonna say? Oh yeah, so we did Jesse's like, Griffin, we should do a music video where you're Waluigi. And I was like, okay. Because people have been doing that. And so then we filmed some videos where I was playing as Waluigi. And the main one we did was Waluigi Waluia.
Waluia. Coming everywhere sometime soon.
Which other people have already done, but Jesse had the beautiful idea.
Edition.
He had the beautiful idea, we're going to do this one in real life. And instead of clever lyrics, we're just going to replace every third word with Waluigi. So Jesse kept trying to get me to do it, and eventually we recorded the sound, and Jesse uploaded it to was it like SoundCloud?
Yeah.
And it's like
take it down.
It's like 5 minutes long.
Take it down.
For the official release.
It's like 5 minutes long, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's just the entirety of Hallelujah with Waluigi.
Waluia, bro.
And we did a day where we went out and we filmed me dancing to it and all that stuff, and then it kind of we left it. And
multiple days.
I'm just gonna be real with you. I kind of think it's funny dressing up as Waluigi, so I did it in a whole bunch of videos. I did it when we went to PopCon.
Yeah.
I did it in the cake video that never. I mean, like we uploaded a video on it, but that was all we could recover.
Yeah.
And
Drive.
we were at Quentin's birthday this year, and I dressed up as Waluigi, and we sang a song. It was that was
Oh
pretty
my
funny.
God, I
That
forgot
was
about
a
that.
pretty funny time. It was me and Quentin and Jake, and we were all like swaying. I think it was Ricky too. We were all like
Yeah.
going back to back singing
Do you have the footage of
Waluigi.
that? Who has the footage of that?
I think it's probably you. I don't
Me?
have
I didn't
it.
bring the camera.
You bring a camera?
Jake might be.
I guess it might have been me or Jake. I remember I brought a camera. It's just it started out as a little joke, and then it just became, I would just do it all the time.
Yeah, a running gag, you could
Yeah.
say.
Just like I'm assuming what's going to be a question later. I have an idea of what another question is going to be if that's a question.
What's that?
Are you gonna? No. Let's just see. What's the next question?
Alright. If the channel, Pochop, were to blow up tomorrow, how would you feel? How would you be impacted? How would that change your life and your perception on things?
Well, I'll stand by this. I think the channel could blow up at any point.
Yeah.
I think it's got good enough content that it just needs to hit somebody who's gonna
Yeah.
post it to their Discord server,
Yeah.
and then it'll catch like wildfire. That's what I think. I think it's just gonna take that, and then I think there have already been videos that I think. There's one video in particular, I won't say the name, but you can bleep it if you want to. DJ Avicii Water.
Yeah.
I think that video probably would have blown up the channel
Yeah.
if I hadn't have made you wait so long to
You know what,
upload it.
Griffin? If I would have waited 2 more months when Bell Delphine returned, we probably could have got something off of that too.
I think that video could have blown up because it was very well done, and it's like a Filthy Frank video. I think that the slide video could blow up. The
Slip
one
and
with,
slide.
yeah. It depends on how you edit it because I'm sure the footage is really shaky
Yeah.
because it's a terrible day out. But like, I think that the ability of the channel to blow up is there. I think it could happen at any point. I don't think it'd happen overnight. I think it'd be like a month-long thing. But yeah, I think it's definitely possible. As for how it would affect me, I don't know. I think I definitely would. It'd be weird because you'd be appealing to a bigger audience.
Yeah. Trying to meet expectations. And
Yeah,
stuff like that.
I don't think I'd stress too much about it though,
That's good.
because like Smosh, they didn't really change that much at first. It was a
Yeah.
gradual thing when they found out that like certain formulas worked and they started like abusing it constantly. So I would just try my hardest to just stay the same. I mean, I think part of the question also is, I don't want to be a full-time YouTuber as my career. I've said that. I know that's probably what you wanted to hear.
Yeah.
I will tell you. I'll tell you everyone this though. This is going out to everyone hearing this. I will continue to appear in videos as long as you ask me and I have time. I can be a freaking working man with a family, and I would still be fine appearing in a video as like a joke.
You still come back as Waluigi, Griffin?
Yeah, I mean, look, that's something to show your kids.
It is.
Yeah, so I don't have a problem doing that. It's just I wouldn't. And part of it comes down to, I don't think my family would like it if I said that I was a YouTuber. They fully supported me in being a filmmaker. They've told me like, you should make movies. I'm like,
Yeah.
but like, I don't think
YouTube's looked down upon.
it is, which is BS
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
it's a BS statement that YouTube isn't as good. But I would do it. I just wouldn't do it for money. I'd do it.
Okay, what about this? We hit big jackpot, like $1 million per video. You get like 50K for everything we've done.
Yeah.
Every single video that comes out. Then would your stance change?
Yeah. Because I could literally pay for like all my sister's college debt.
Yeah, yeah.
And then I could pay for my mom would be like, all right, you know what? Go do your thing. Go do it.
What's the bare minimum, Griffin? What would you say is the bare minimum?
Well, I don't know. I guess I'd have to be making enough that it would warrant me to consider it more than a job.
That's fair.
But would you still go to college to be a teacher?
I don't see why not.
Because, I mean, if you look at, I think PewDiePie might be the only example of a channel lasting a long time and continuously making a good amount of money. So you have to
Yeah.
think, as you guys get older,
Yeah.
are people gonna keep watching?
Yeah, of course. It's the post shop, bro.
You make a good point.
Yeah, I know.
So you have to go into another.
I mean her. I'm not talking about you. I'm saying Colby's making a good point. Your point is, no, they'll always watch us.
I'll always watch this, Griffin.
Not.
I want to ruin your dreams.
What do you think the video to the blow up would be? Out of like everything, like type wise.
It's got to be short.
Yeah.
I don't think long videos blow up. It's gotta be short. I think. Well, that okay.
If it's like a high effort
Short-
documentary or something like
Short,
that.
but I don't know, because I think people it's just a part of human nature that you like something that you can easily digest in one sitting. So you're right. It either has to be amazing, or it has to be short.
Yeah.
So I think that a video of yours that spans from anywhere from like 3 minutes to probably the max is 20 minutes could blow up.
Yeah.
Somewhere in that time range. And again, I think the best bet you had was that one video, but yeah,
It was like 20 minutes though.
yeah, but that's
Yeah.
it's short enough, you know. Like, I'm just saying you can't upload like a 35-minute video. Like I think that Shrek 2 was, and you can bleep it if you want, but Shrek 2 was funny. It was really funny, but it was just too long.
Yeah, that's fair.
There are scenes in that video that if you uploaded scenes of that video, they'd be great. They're really funny, but you need the full context for it to work. So it's just, I don't think that one would have blown up. Maybe Shrek 1 would have.
Yeah.
Maybe. But you're a little bit too young in that.
Yeah.
You know, like the humor's not exactly the same.
Waluigi Griffin. That's our next big.
That one's
It's
okay.
gonna
So
get at least
to
a
be
couple
fair,
hundred views.
I think Waluigi could have probably blown up, but it didn't, because it was way
Yeah.
too late. Way too
They're
late.
still announcing Smash Fighters, Griffin.
Yeah.
I think it's gonna at least get 100 and 200 views.
You know, one of your videos has 1 million views.
Yeah, on Post Shop 3.
Yeah, and it has 700 views almost.
Yeah.
That is crazy.
Yeah.
I always thought your highest viewed video was wabbit hunting. I always thought that was your most highest viewed video.
Not anymore, Griffin. I think what channel do you think is gonna hit 1,000 subscribers first at this point? Post Shop 3 or Post Shop Classic?
You're at 940.
Yeah, other one's at 790, I think, something like that. It's coming
60
slow.
subs should be fast, but I don't know.
It's coming slow.
It's coming really slow.
I looked at the Social Blade statistics. We're expected to be at 1,030 some within the next 6 months. So that's true.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know.
In the next 6 months.
It's never really accurate.
I was gonna say they project you to get freaking 90 more subs.
I guess so. I'm
Man.
waiting.
Oh yeah, we're all
Hit that
waiting.
subscribe button.
So Jesse, here's my question: Don't you get a plaque if you hit? Don't you get a
100,000.
plaque if you get? Would that be like the culmination of all YouTube stuff for
The
you?
silver play button. That'd be like the biggest moment, Griffin.
I feel like that'd be like a giant moment for
It
you.
would.
Yeah.
Could all, everyone could share once a week. Trade it off.
It's just been a really long journey for you.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's weird. A lot of people, they hit one video and just blows up, but it's just you haven't got it yet. It's just, I think it's there. It's there.
Any day now, Griffin. I'm waiting.
It'll happen.
Start making random accounts and sharing it on Discord servers.
That's the way to do it, man. You know, just sharing videos.
Yeah.
People gotta see a video and think it's funny enough to share it. That's the whole thing.
I think I can agree with that.
That's how.
It's just
how
about
it
finding
grows.
the audience. Where are you guys? We don't know.
Well, they're already there. There's
Well, no,
nine.
we need the future audience, Griffin. The people who haven't discovered us yet.
Here's my
Our
question.
biggest ally.
Here's my question,
What's
Jesse.
that question?
It's impossible. You know, people always ask PewDiePie, "What are you doing in the future?" And he's like, "I don't know, guys. I don't know." The question to you is, are you the same way? You like, "I don't know, guys," or do you have any outlines of the future?
I don't know, but whenever that comes around, whenever I need to end off everything, I'm ready to do it. I got all the endings to everything planned out, and how I want to do it, how I want to say the goodbyes and everything.
Okay.
Because, you know, I'm not going to be alive forever. OG Mike's not going to be making videos forever. He's going to have his planned death, and it's going to come out someday.
Jesse at 94. Kobe, you gotta film me falling off the roof. This is how OG Mike dies. Jesse, I don't want to do this. Film it.
And I've actually thought about that a lot, Griffin.
What? Filming your death to coincide with OG Mike's death? What?
Well, I mean, like, finishing off all of our series and stuff, like, as one last hurrah. Have you even thought about filming stuff in advance just in case, you know?
Have you done that?
No. But I've thought about it. That's what I'm
Would you do that?
Would you? If I felt like it, yeah.
So you would film a video, and these are in the event that you died, is what you mean. Yeah. You would film videos in advance in case you died.
Yeah.
That is one fear I have, is I have a lot of videos that aren't finished editing. A
Yeah,
lot.
I have that fear too.
And I fear that if I died,
it's gonna be lost.
Who is going to come in? My mom, my dad would just look at it like, oh my God, there's so much stuff. What do we do? Maybe my brother would know to just upload it all, but then it's not going to be edited, right? And he's like, no one can ever do what someone else would do editing wise. It's just so many questions. Very, very scary.
There's one video or two that when you die, it's just gonna.
Well, let's hope let's hope.
Retire.
Okay, so here's the thing. Let's hope that when we die, we know in advance.
Yeah.
Because if we're gonna die in some freak accident, then you're right. There's no way to know. But let's hope it's not a freak accident, and let's hope that by the time that we know that we're gonna die, that we have everything we want to do done. Because if we haven't finished the OG Mike or the Waluigi,
sitting on your deathbed editing your last video.
I would.
He's my
It's something to do. Something to, they say you go insane in retirement if you don't have something to do.
Yeah.
I would film stuff all the time. I would never stop. I see what you're looking at. Would you kill it? I'll kill it if you want.
I've always thought, I think if I'm gonna do something like that, I'm gonna film the last video and just have it scheduled on YouTube 10 years from now. If everything's still gonna go and set it back another 10 years, and then.
So you mean just like make you keep wait, like a time, like a time capsule?
Yeah. So like I would thought about maybe 2100, but well, what if I died sooner? What if anything happens? You know, the world can end tomorrow, and then like, well, when it happens, the video will go up, and then it'll be online, but no one will be alive. So whenever the UFOs come to Earth and they want to collect our satellite data info, they'll see that I was the last one to post a YouTube video. That'll be really cool.
You got this planned out, huh?
You know, Wu-Tang Clan has an album coming out in 2220 or something like that, I believe. We're not going to be alive, but their music album's going to be out, and the people of the future are going to hear it. That's pretty crazy cool.
And then I'll say, this is garbage. We like future music.
Yeah.
This is only adapted to past interests.
Well, it's apparently that good of an album that we don't deserve to hear it yet, so.
It's BS.
Well, we only got 2 questions left, Griffin.
Yeah.
You ready for this next one?
Yep.
Okay. Griffin.
Yeah.
If you could be Asian, would you?
Wait, another funny part there, Jesse.
What's that?
Is that I knew you were gonna ask that, so I asked Colby. I asked Colby, and she said yes, it's on there, and that's what we didn't want you to know.
I betrayed you.
Because as soon as you asked me about Waluigi, I thought you were gonna ask what's with the Asian joke, Griffin. So.
What is with the Asian joke? Go on, continue on.
Yeah, answer your own question.
This all started because Jesse made a video interviewing Ricky. The precursor to this. It's the earliest iteration. It's you.
Q&A.
You interviewed Ricky, and you asked him a ton of questions, like 50 questions, rapid fire. Really simple questions too, like who's your biggest idol? What team's your favorite? Blah 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 blah. And one of the questions was a meme question. If you could be Asian, would you? And Ricky said no. So, and then there was a guy that commented in the comments that did he say I am Asian?
Living Longest Days, one of our good fans.
Yeah, he said, he commented something about it. It became a meme. Yeah. Me and Jesse on the phone, and Jesse would contact me and say, Griffin, if he'd end the conversation by saying, Griffin, I got one more question for you. If you could be Asian, would you? And I would always just hang up the phone. Well, then the joke slowly became, well, Griffin, if you're hanging up the phone, you must be Asian.
Is that
Griffin,
what it was?
I assume. So it just became, Griffin, you are Asian, aren't you? Yeah. Griffin, are you Asian? I hang up the phone. Stupid stuff like that. When I went into 10th grade, this joke just became, it went into remission over the summer, and then when you started your senior year and I started my sophomore year, that joke just became all over again. Every day I'd go into radio and TV and hear, hey, how you doing, Mr. Griffin, Asian? How you doing? And then that's when the laundry folding meme started.
Can you explain how the laundry meme started?
Okay, we had a teacher. His name was Mr. Janes, and we did a lot of morning shows with him. And one time, me and Andrew, who's another guy that we know,
Andrew Willett.
he's a good guy. We were filming one of those morning shows, and I think I had flubbed a line or something. And Mr. James was like, Griffin, we need to start calling you laundry, because you're always folding.
No,
Which is...
You fold easy.
You fold easy, okay. And, you know, the joke there, you know, it's like one of those... Why would you do that if you're gonna...
No, continue.
One of the jokes there is, you know, it's like, oh, you're folding to pressure. Easy. Well, Jesse just heard that and he thought it was the funniest thing ever. He's like, hey, how you doing, laundry? This became... I would say at one point this became a bigger joke than the Asian thing. The Asian thing was like second place to me being told to fold laundry.
And
this
they mixed up Asian laundry.
Yeah, and then we filmed the video where I was like acting like I was Asian because of the joke of me being Asian. And then, you know, in the video Jesse tells me to fold laundry. Now, here's the part that worries me is that we didn't know this when we filmed that. It's a stereotype that Asian people have laundromat services.
Terrible. What are the odds?
That's really bad. But
What you're saying is it didn't start out racist.
no, it didn't start racist at all. I don't think it is. It didn't. It was a complete accident. But you know, if anyone's offended by that, I'm sorry. But just know that was not our intent at all.
Not at all.
And let me just tell you, I have been told to fold laundry perhaps more than anyone in the world. So if you know, just know that is that I'm the one getting the crap out of this one. I hope no one else is offended by it. But yeah, that's the Asian and laundry meme combined in one.
It was beautiful. I love it.
Okay, last question.
We got one more question for you, Griffin.
Yeah.
What's the future of Griffin Ritter? What can we expect from the future? It could be 5 years, 1 year, 10 years, tomorrow, any day now. Are we going to be still seeing you on the channel in 30 years, Griffin? What do you think?
Okay, so in the moment.
Yeah.
In the moment, yes. Like in the next year. Even when I graduate, it'll become sparse. Like for all my high school years, I've just come over all the time. All the time. That's how I went from like 0 to over 40 as fast as I did. I just came over all...
Crazy growth.
Basically, Jesse used to have everyone do what I do. They'd come over every day. You know, he'd be like... Because Ricky, Wade, you know, Quentin, Noah, they all live pretty close together. I'm not allowed to say where because some of you are crazy. They all live really close together. So Jesse'd be like, hey, we're filming today. And they'd be like, all right, let's go. And they'd all come in and film it. Over time, you know, they got older, they stopped doing it as much. I still enjoy filming, and I'm like the youngest one, and I live relatively close to Jesse, so freshman year, I just start coming over all the time. And I'm going to keep doing that through senior year. But after senior year, you know,
He's going to do it even more.
It's going to have to be less, because I'm definitely going to college, but it's not like I'm going to cut it off.
Where are you going to college, Griffin? We'll
I don't
to where you live,
I don't. I know it's in Indiana. I know I'm going to be coming home, at least, you know, every once in a while. I'll still make every odd appearance. And here's the thing, for anybody, I doubt anybody sitting there like, oh no, he's going to leave. It's like when Anthony left. No, Jesse's got videos stacked up from years that we've done stuff.
Not that many years.
You've got probably at least 40 videos.
No,
You've got 40.
I have like 30 in total stacked up, and you're not even in all of them.
No, but I'm saying, but like I'm in a couple of them, but I'm saying like you've got a lot of content from old times.
Yeah.
So and we're always filming new stuff. Like we just filmed the video where I play a robot. It's like stuff like that. Or we filmed a loot crate where it's us three. It'll slow down, but I think that it'll look the same. You and me will know that it's changed, but anybody that was just watching won't be able to tell the difference, I don't feel.
Yeah. You still look the same as you did last year. I kind of do.
You got a beard. Look. Hey, Nick, have you seen the newest Big Jugger Nuggets episode?
Oh my god. Well, once I shave, Griffin will be like the exact same.
You gonna shave?
I'm gonna get a haircut. I'm gonna shave.
Oh my god, you gonna like a hair cake?
More like Ian from Smosh.
Okay.
Ian.
Ian from Smosh.
Here's what I want to do before I graduate, though. I got a couple of videos that I think we need to do.
Yeah.
I don't think we'll end up doing it, but I really want to do these.
What's that?
I want to do the proper send-off to Wade.
Yeah, I think we can do that one.
I want to save some of the old videos that are
Ryan's
like
chicken.
I want to save Ryan's chicken. I want to try to save The Office Christmas. Not gonna happen.
You don't know that. This
And
year, Griffin.
I wanted to do those two, and then what was the only other thing I really wanted to do?
Life straw.
Maybe Lifestraw, I don't know. And then I want to do one last big cake video with Nick,
Yeah.
the MLG cake. So look, if nothing else, I want to do at least one of those before graduation. But the problem is that everybody's moving on.
Yeah, it's terrible. Stop it. Please.
Stop it. Please. But yeah, things will change, but it's just rearrange.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The videos will always be here. The history is universal. Forever, Griffin. Forever.
Yeah.
You will look back on these videos, and after we die, it's going to be at our funerals.
I won't even play your videos.
No, that's one of my requests. I need like 2 coffins.
I'm gonna have to be the one doing all this.
2
Assuming
coffins.
I don't die first.
1 coffin for me and 1 coffin for the channel. And a 3rd coffin
Putting
for OG
myself in debt to buy 3 coffins.
What could be
Colby at freaking 87 years old, like, okay, now I have to go and like,
Spend all of my money.
yeah, I have to freaking, have to,
3 plots.
have to,
my money.
I have to bury Jesse's camera
in its own coffin.
and all of his SD cards.
We need like the Poach Shop Memorial. Let's start a GoFundMe. We need like $10 million. We're all gonna be like
If Jesse had
metal statues.
If Jesse had his way, he would bury everyone that'd been on the Poach Shop in one like
One
graveyard.
big graveyard.
If he had his way, yes, you would. You wanted us all to live in a mansion together.
That might happen someday if we can get. Once the channel
There's a
sparks,
really
Griffin, I'll come back
pretty
to you.
mansion close to here.
Foxcliff, Griffin. You ever heard of it? You're gonna love it there.
It's huge.
I bet you could convince Quentin to live there.
Oh, I know I can convince Quinn. It's just gotta convince you.
I bet you could convince Jake too.
Probably.
I don't want to live with Jake.
Well, they're in rooms.
Quinn.
They're on like the
They're
whole
gonna
side
have
of the
rooms
house.
on the other side of the house.
Yeah, exactly.
Assuming we ever, if you ever get enough money to buy a mansion.
It'll happen.
It's
Griffin.
it's all of us together.
Yeah.
Chip in.
Yeah.
With your teacher minimum wage, we should be able to.
Yeah.
One day.
You and your minimum wage.
Here's my fear, Jesse. One day I'm going to be teaching history and my kid's going to say, I'm going to diss track on you. I'm going to say, oh my god, no.
Well, you're gonna have to let him write a diss track on you. That's the only way out of it.
I wouldn't care if a kid wrote a diss track on me.
That's
I
the way to
wouldn't.
go about it.
As long as they weren't super, super mean about it.
What have we learned today, Griffin?
That things are going to change.
What's the biggest takeaway?
Time passed fast. I still remember when I first met you in radio and TV.
I do too, Griffin. You wanted to see
Single
my
tear.
little tripod for my camera.
Did I?
That's pretty cool. Yeah, it was like the little spider tripod thing.
Oh, yeah, like a grip like this and you
Yeah.
stick it on a
Yeah.
film, yeah. I still remember that. It doesn't feel like it was that long ago, but it's
It
been
doesn't.
a long time.
Crazy how time works.
Almost out of high school. That's scary.
Is it?
You're an old man now, Jesse. The young freshman you met over here, the young freshman you met is now about to graduate.
I am the father and you are like little boy. What was that quote?
Father,
You made a meme out of it. I
That's
don't know.
done absolutely nothing.
I'm his mentor.
What?
I'm your mentor, Griffin.
What? So this is how we're gonna end it, Griffin? I'm your mentor. I'm your father.
Bye,
I'm
guys.
your father, Griffin.
That's how we're gonna end this.
No, but seriously, Griffin, I have a gift for you, and I just want you to have this. Thanks for coming on the show today. We really appreciate having you on. I think you're gonna like it. You're gonna love it, Griffin. Take that as a token of my appreciation. You're always gonna remember this moment on the Poach Shop podcast, episode 1, the very first one. Thank you, Griffin. What do you think of it? Do you like it? Yeah. I know you don't have any gifts for us. It's okay. This is the first time. Every time there's gonna be a gift. That's your gift today.
Just say next time we expect.
Yeah, next time we expect.
Fidget spinner.
Alright, so Griffin, I got a proposal for you.
Let's hear it.
How would you, Griffin Ritter, like to be a permanent co-host with me and Colby on the Poach Shop podcast?
My
You know?
God.
Yeah, I know it's a pretty big proposal.
I
but
get
like,
a meat.
I like your attitude. You have a good speak well.
Speak. I get to meet.
well,
I get to meet Jacob Sparks, right?
Maybe we'll see. We'll see.
All right.
You can sit right here, Griffin.
Yeah, you can sit on my lap, Griffin.
No. I don't think.
It's all good souls. It's all good heart. Thank you for coming on today. We might see you next time around too. Well, it's been a pleasure. You have anything you want to shout out before the end of the road?
Get this man to 1,000 subscribers. That's all I'm gonna say. I want to see him hit it before, graduating. I want to see him hit it 1K. Besides that, I mean, I don't know. I don't want to shout out my own because I just...
Flattering me too much, Griffin. Subscribe to Griffin Ritter down in the YouTube description down below. And watch the Griffin Ritter playlist. Griffin's videos we talked about in the description as well. Everything.
The videos we all had to bleep out
Yeah,
because...
it's fine. It's okay. They can find them if they know what we're saying.
Yeah,
It'll be okay. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching. This has been the Poach Shop Podcast, the official Poach Shop Podcast, Episode 1. Filming date is June 29th, 2020. And I'm joined here today with Colby
Bye.
and Griffin.
Yeah.
And we'll see you guys next time. Have a good one.
Spinner.
Alright, I think that went pretty well. Pretty solid.